Originally, myself and a couple of other business partners kicked off a company called Stickman Studios, so I was involved in that. Stickman Studios started out, really got into business around 2007, 8, 9 kind of thing. It was right around the time that the console business was really starting to crash. So we got into business to make console games, quite quickly discovered that that wasn't going to fly, and at the same time this whole social mobile space had just sort of got kicked off with iPhone being put into the market and Facebook taking off. So it was about that point in time we were like, well, there's a real business opportunity here, let's get into it. So we spun out a company called Cerebral Fix in 2009 with 5 guys. And we got busy, we just got started, and of course the whole space took off. We were really lucky in the way that Electronic Arts and Hasbro approached us to make a Transformers game in conjunction with a Transformers movie, animated TV series that they were making between the last 2 great big blockbusters. We'd early on started making a couple of Flash games. The Flash games are a great way to hone your craft. You can make a Flash game in a couple of weeks and get a few reps up on that. So we made a couple of those and we'd put them out into the market space. One of them was a tower defense, which had done quite well. It got about 5 million plays out there, which was how they managed to see us. They were interested in those kind of games and literally sent through an email. So the very first thing we did in answering that call was to make sure that we had a bunch of processes in place to allow us to answer it correctly. So we went through a formal RFP, request for proposal process. And really it was the way in which we conducted ourselves through that process that really gave us the leg up over our competition. The budget that we were handed to make the game, we knew we couldn't make it in that budget, and we basically went back and said it was going to be 150% of that budget and still won the business. We've grown our business on the back of what you might consider to be a work for hire model. So we've gone out there and effectively teamed up with other people who want to make games. The New Zealand game industry is pretty healthy at the moment. We've got 3 major studios I can think of off the top of my head that are 50 people or greater. There's She or Pickpock, been around for about 14 years, and they're now specialising in the mobile space. We've got Game Loft, who are a big international crowd who are coming to Auckland, base themselves down there, and there's little startups like Cerebral Fix who now have 50 or 60 people as well. Since the start, it's felt like we've been on the back foot. We got a lucky break early on in work for hire, and we've really been chasing that ever since. We've had the opportunity to work with some amazing guys out of the US, LA, big film studios, everything from DreamWorks through to Electronic Arts. So the thing with that is though, that when you start to facilitate these high-end customers, you want to make sure that they're really happy with everything that's going on. So enter our earthquake, which we lost our entire building in, leveled our entire studio. We were sitting around thinking, well, if the guys in the States figure this all out, we're probably done. So about 24 hours after we had the big one, I got on a plane and flew off to the States to talk to all of our customers and send them the message that we're okay, you know, Kiwi guys, are tough, we're handling it, it's just a little 7.0. Despite the fact that we'd had our little earthquake, we managed to make the facade that we were all still completely okay. From that trip, I came home with twice as much business as what I'd gone away to try and protect. That was a little tricky because we didn't have offices. It was a bit of a rush actually. We had guys setting up in their homes 3 days later, trying to deliver products for deadlines that were 4 or 5 days later with no computers. We're really lucky. The industry that we're working in is so incredibly young that there aren't a hell of a lot of established players that are out there. And we came along at the bottom of it, the beginning of it. And we've been lucky to work with now companies like DreamWorks, companies like Disney, GSN, NBC Universal, a whole plethora of those guys. So we've built this pedigree, this understanding of our brand on the back of that stuff by just delivering. So to the point now where internationally we have quite a good name. Like most companies in New Zealand that service the world, in New Zealand not so well known because we keep our heads down and we keep our butts up, so to speak, and we keep working hard. But we've started to build that brand of excellence that's out there, and the customer base is really starting to show that that's the case, I think.